You need to hear this. 70% of businesses that go up for sale never actually sell. 70%. If this were a high school exam, the entire class would be failing. That's an F across the board. Here's what makes this worse. We're in the middle of one of the largest wealth transfers in human history. Over $10 trillion in business assets changing hands as baby boomers retire. The boomer exit is happening right now. So why are so many people failing? Because most business owners treat selling their company like they're selling a used car. They slap a price on it, throw it online, and hope someone bites. That's a financial suicide. Selling a business is one of the most dangerous financial transactions you will ever make in your life. And the person you hire to help, in 39 out of 50 states, they don't even need a license. Your broker could be someone who watched a YouTube video last week and decided to start selling businesses. If you want to be in the 30% who actually exit and exit rich, you need a system. I analyzed the top deal makers, investment bankers, and exit planners, and I built the Scale framework. This is your blueprint to selling your business in 2025 and beyond without getting destroyed in the process. I'm Perri, certified exit planning advisor and business broker. I've seen the game from every angle. Here's how to do it. S stands for specialization. The first letter in Scale is S, specialization. The biggest mistake business owners make is hiring the wrong person for the job. It's like hiring a real estate agent to sell your business. Real estate agents sell walls and dirt. Business brokers sell cash flow and blue sky, the future potential of your business. They are not the same sport. But even within the world of business brokers and advisors, there are different leagues. You need to figure out if you're Main Street or middle market. Main Street applies if your business does under $5 million in revenue or roughly under $1 million in EBITDA, which stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That's basically your profit. If you're in this range, your buyer is probably an individual, someone who wants to buy themselves a job. They're looking at SDE, seller discretionary earnings. This add backs your salary, your personal car lease, that business trip to Hawaii. All of it gets added back because the new owner replaces you. For Main Street deals, you need a business broker. These professionals specialize in SBA loans and seller financing. They know how to structure deals for individual buyers. If you're doing over $10 million in revenue and you've got $3 million plus in EBITDA, you've graduated. Now you're in the middle market. Your buyer isn't an individual looking for a job. Chances are it's a private equity group, a family office, or a strategic competitor who wants you to roll into their empire. At this level, you trade on EBITDA, not SDE. These buyers don't care about your personal add backs. They care about scalable, transferable cash flow. Do not hire a local broker for a middle market deal. You need an M&A advisor or an investment banker. These people don't just list your business on some website and wait. They run a private auction. They create competition. They drive up the price. Here's the filter. Look at their track record. If a broker sells laundromats, don't let them sell your SaaS company. If they don't know the specific multiples in your industry, they're going to price you wrong. Your business will sit on the market like a house that's been listed for 400 days. Nobody wants that. Match the advisor to the size of the complexity of your deal. That's step one. Next is C, credentials. 39 states don't require a license to be a business broker. That makes this the Wild West. You need a filter for what I call the alphabet soup of certifications. If your advisor doesn't have these, you're taking a massive risk. First, CBI. It's a certified business intermediary. This is a gold standard from the IBBA, the International Business Brokers Association. To get this, you need 60 plus credit hours. You've got to pass an exam. And the big one, you have to prove you've actually sold a business. A CBI proves that they're not a tourist. They're a professional. Second, CEPA, Certified Exit Planning Advisor. This is a modern game changer. A CEPA doesn't just want to sell your business, they're trained in the value acceleration methodology. They look at your business holistically, your personal goals, your financial situation, your business readiness. They're the quarterback who helps you fix the business before you try to sell it. That's critical. Here's how you verify. Go to their website, Look for the badge. Then go to Google reviews. But be strategic. Ignore franchise reviews. You want reviews for the specific person that you're talking to. If they've got no credentials, no deal history, and no references, then walk away. Third, M&A, source membership, or ACG membership, Association for Corporate Growth. These are professional networks where serious advisors operate. If they're members, they have access to buyer databases and deal flow. If they're not, they're operating in a vacuum. Here's what credentials tell you. This person has skin in the game. They've invested their education. They've proven they can close deals. That's a non-negotiable. Now we get to A, and A stands for acceleration. Most owners wake up one day and they're tired, they're burned out, and they say, I want to sell. That's how you lose money. You need to enter the value acceleration phase years before you actually exit. A good SEPA will walk you through what's called the 3 legs of the stool. Here they are. Business readiness. Is your business actually ready to sell? Personal readiness. What are you going to do after you sell? If you don't have a plan, you're going to be miserable. Financial readiness. Do you have enough money to survive without the business income? You need to identify the value gap. This is the difference between what your business is worth today and what it could be worth if it were best in class. Maybe your profit is $500,000, but the best company in your industry makes $1 million in profit. That's a profit gap. Closing that gap is how you double your exit price. Here's how to do it. We have 90-day sprints. Sprint 1 is de-risking. 80% of your wealth is probably trapped in your business. If the business relies on you to make every decision, it's worthless to a buyer. You need to decentralize. Build a leadership team. Get yourself out of the day-to-day. Why does this matter? Because buyers run a test called key person risk. If you get hit by a bus tomorrow, does the business survive? If the answer is no, your multiple drops by 30 to 50%. That's real money. Sprint number 2 is the operations optimization. Speed matters. I saw a study recently. Home services companies that respond to leads under 5 minutes converted 21 times better than companies that took longer. That's 21 times. If you implement automated systems to fix your speed to lead, you immediately increase your revenue and your valuation multiple. Here's another lever: customer concentration. If one customer represents more than 20% of your revenue, that's a red flag. Buyers will either discount your price or walk away entirely. Diversify your customer base before you go to market. Sprint number 3 is financial recasting. Let's clean up the books. Stop running personal expenses through the company if you want a high multiple. Buyers are going to forensically analyze everything. If your books are a mess, they're going to lowball you or walk away. Here's the reality. Most businesses are worth 30% to 50% more than they would be if the owner just decided to sell tomorrow. That difference is the value gap. Close it before you list. The next letter is L, listing traps. There are 2 ways a bad broker will kill your deal before it even starts. Trap number 1, buying the listing. You tell a broker, I think my business is worth $10 million. The bad broker says, absolutely, let's list it, just to get you to sign the contract. This is a lie. They know it's overpriced. They know it won't sell, but they want your inventory. They want to say, I've got a $10 million business for sale. It makes them look good. Here's the fix. Demand an objective valuation. Professionals use data, multiples of EBITDA or SDE, not gut feelings. If they agree with your price without showing you the math, fire them. Here's how an objective valuation works. The broker pulls recent sold data from databases like BizBuySell, DealStats, or PratStats. They look at businesses in your industry, your geography, your revenue range. They calculate the average multiple those businesses sold for. Then they apply that multiple to your earnings. If the data says your business is worth $6 million and you want $10 million, a good broker will tell you the truth. A bad broker will take the listing and waste 6 months of your life. Trap number 2, the leak. You cannot put a for sale sign in the window. If your employees find out, they quit. If your customers find out, they leave. If your competitors find out, they start circling like sharks. Here's the fix: blind profiles. A professional creates a teaser that describes the business, profitable SaaS company in the Midwest, without actually naming it. They only reveal your identity after a buyer is vetted and signs an NDA. Here's the strategy: Don't let them use the spray and pray method where they just post it online and wait. You want a broker who actively hunts. For larger deals, investment bankers create a target list of strategic buyers and call them directly. This creates what we call deal tension. You want these buyers fighting over you, not you begging a buyer to make an offer. Here's what happens when you have deal tension. Buyer A offers $8 million. Buyer B hears about it and offers $8.5 million. Buyer C doesn't want to lose the deal and offers $9 million. That's how you win. Without deal tension, you're negotiating with one buyer who has all the leverage. That's how you lose. And finally, E. E is for engagement terms. Specifically, how you pay the broker and how the engagement is structured. In this industry, incentives are everything. You need to align their wallet with yours. The standard is a success fee paid at closing. For Main Street deals, expect 8 to 12% of the final sale price. For larger deals, it often scales down. This is called the layman scale. 10% on the first million, 8% on the second million, 6% on the third. Why does that work? Because if they don't sell it, they don't get paid. They're motivated. Some brokers will ask for a small upfront fee, $2,000 to $5,000, to cover the valuation and marketing materials. That's normal. But here's the scam. If a broker asks for $25,000 plus upfront just to list you, walk away. They're making money on the listing, not the sale. One more thing, minimum fees. If you've got a smaller business, don't be offended by a minimum fee, usually $10,000 to $25,000. The broker has fixed costs to market your business. If your business sells for $100,000, a 10% commission is only $10K, and that barely covers their time. The minimum ensures they work hard even for the smaller details. Here's another critical piece: exclusivity clauses. Most brokers will require an exclusive listing agreement for 6 to 12 months. That means you can't hire another broker during that time. This is standard. Here's what you need to negotiate: a performance out clause. If the broker doesn't produce a single qualified offer within 90 days, you should have the right to terminate that agreement. Why does this matter? Because if a broker isn't performing, you're stuck. A performance out clause gives you some leverage. One final thing: retainer versus success fee. Some M&A advisors, especially in the middle market, will ask for a monthly retainer, $5,000 to $15,000 per month, plus a success fee. This is more common in larger deals because the process takes longer. The retainer covers their time building the CIM, or the confidential information memorandum, running the buyer outreach, and managing the due diligence process. The success fee is the big payout when the deal closes. Here's the question: is the retainer credited against the success fee? If yes, that's fair. If no, you're paying twice. You might want to negotiate that. So here's your 2026 exit roadmap. Don't be a statistic. Don't be the 70% who fail. Use the scale framework. What's the framework? S stands for hire a specialist. Broker for Main Street, banker for middle market. C, demand credentials. CBI for sales, CEPA for planning, M&A source, or ACG membership. A, start acceleration now. Fix the business before you list it. Close the value gap. L, avoid listing traps. Demand objective valuations and protect confidentiality with blind profiles. And E, structure engagement terms correctly. Success fees, performance out clauses, and fair retainers. Your business is likely your life's work. Don't fumble at the 1 yard line. Build a team, follow the system, and exit on your terms. If you're serious about exiting the business in the next 12 to 24 months, the next step is simple. Book a call. I'll walk you through a valuation analysis, identify your value gap, and show you exactly what needs to happen before you go to market. This isn't a sales pitch, guys. It's a diagnostic. You'll walk away knowing exactly where you stand. The link is in the description. Book a call today. We'll see you soon. Let's get to work. See you next week.